you so much, Deputy Mayor. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. Colleagues, my two former deputies and the other councillors in present. Some are not here, but at least we have quite a number of them. Gentlemen and women of the press, you are most welcome. I'll make a brief to say why we are here. The reason is the mayor was challenged by the Serekunda London Corner Ward, asking him that they don't see themselves in his administration. There and then, I think that provoked him. He started to talk about my administration. And Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. For me, I know I've done a lot for KM, from youth and women development to also develop making, capital projects for where people can stand and see. All of them verante. Yeah, but Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin, I know you can see Lord Mayor's projects all over the municipality. There is no one single ward that we cannot point our finger to that we've developed this for the people of this municipality. So if he stands to say that we are not doing anything, in fact, the way he founds the council, if people, the old elderly people, if those people are asked, maybe the younger ones would know exactly how the council was working. I say Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah in the sense that I've never run away from my responsibility. I have never run away from my people. I was in contact with my people at all times, and there was an open door policy during my tenure. No one makes an appointment to see me. In fact, the building, the new administrative building, when I was designing it, I made the office of the mayor on down floor so that the mayor can be accessed or will be accessible by everyone. That did not happen. You can see, he claimed that we sometimes ask people to go out of the office more so if you put on a green, a yellow color. Me, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. This municipality has solved everybody's problem, whether you are yellow, green, red, whatever. Everyone was free, and I think the municipal people would definitely attest to it, that anyone is free to come and see me anytime, at any given time, at your own will, without being stopped and without making an appointment. The mayor himself today don't know his staff, and I know all my staff because I mingle with them, I sit with them, I dine with them. I bring my lunch at the office, and everybody. Some journalists may be here who can attest also to that. That it was free for me, my lunch, for everybody to come and sit, even if you put on a dirty cloth. I accept everyone. So that was misleading. I don't know, even some of his support staff knew very well that sometimes I fed them. So Yankuba don't run away from people. Yankuba is a simple man, tolerant, And again, I must express before he comes with some of the points that I'm a proud Jola, a very proud one. And this municipality, maybe he don't know, but the majority of the villages that are in this municipality are Jola-created villages. Most of them are found by Jolas, like this Talinding. My family was part of those who found this village called Talinding. And if you go to, you check on Fajikunda, you check on Abuko, there are so many villages that are Jola related. And not all Jolas are from Casamas. Some Jolas are from the Combo here. Some are from Foni. Some even in Banjul. So if you think that the people, all Jolas are from Casamas, that's what he thinks. And I'm telling him that it's not true. That's misleading. We encourage everyone. If the mayor is accused of doing something wrong, he should he should solve that. It's not easy to lead, but if you are leading also, you should also put people by yourself. People should be inclusive. We should be included. If you check on him, he don't know even his staff. He don't know them. He don't attend to them. He don't go to them. They have to look appointment to see him. He talked again about people who, that at that meeting there is somebody from Doi, someone from NPP, and him as UDP. I'm just telling him that those people are elected. They are elected members of council. They have to be part of his show. Me, I don't see it that way. For me, the UDP also voted for me. Because my role at my party is to gather people and bring them to my party. So I am not one who will go out to case people from the municipality. He talks again about selling meat at the council, and he said textile. I said, no, that's not true. Yes, meat, yes. He said, yes. During the time of Ramadan, we sell meat through the benevolence of His Excellency President Jammeh. We'll go appeal to him, and he'll send us a lot of cattle for us to sell at a cheaper price. That's what we do. President Jammeh, he's accusing, and he talked about a birthday of 1 million. That's not true. That is never true. Council, we don't waste money, like how he is doing right now. We don't waste money. We know our responsibility, and we know how we do it. We don't mess with public funds. That was the reason to qualify that. I was audited for 3 occasions, 2 during the time I was in office and when I left. And I've never been called or seen one thing. I've never been called one day for questioning that something is misused at my tenure. I've never faced any commission. They talked about having waste vehicles, Bali project. When I came, the first thing I did was to buy 25 tractors and trailers. 29 tractors and trailers with skid bucket trucks. But we have never asked these municipal people to pay a darasi when we are taking their refuse. No one pays. We don't overtax people. No one pays to get your refuse out. We pick it with our staff. In fact, even those staff that I gave, medical insurance, when he came, he stopped it. Those poor guys. He stopped it. And those people, I know they were paid very little. I decided one day I went to see how their salaries. I changed it and asked them and look to my council that we change for KMC, that if you are starting work at KMC, you start at grade 4. We abolish grade 1, 2, and 3. And he said, when he came, he said, council is overstaffed. We were paying, is it about $2 million here? Today they are paying over 6 million salaries alone. He started to reduce when we came. He said he made a reduction of staff that are there because council is overstaffed. Now he increased in threefold. I don't know what will qualify him to do that also. But I'm telling you, this is what he is paying. Let me make it a little, let me stop from here, then I give it to him. Yes, can I make it in Wolof tamit for the benefit of this? Li ma wax rek moy ne li isi li moy ne way mu am lu ko betta bi mu aagee London Corner Award ñu ne gisuñ lum leen defal ñoom gisuñ seen boppa ci administration am loolu moo trigali bi moo tontu mu ne moom ñoom xamuñ moom fan la jëlee council bi mu ñëwee dafa jël council mu ngi fa fekk 9 million loolu fu mu nekk as I'm speaking to you people, they are over 10 million in debt as at right now. As Maria waxee yéen nii over 15 million right now. mu ne moom 9 million la fekk loolu war na bor waxut ne dama fekk ñu sàcca 9 million de bor la wax dafa fekk bor yi 9 million mu ne dañ def KMC foyekaay mu jaaxal ma lool mu ne ñun dañoo sponsor Yaya Jammeh birthday am waaye foog naa Gambia fii ñëpp mun nañ maa witness Yaya Jammeh I was his national mobilizer general man Yaya Jammeh supports me daf ma dee support bu baax a baax on anything Yaya Jammeh birthday am nit ñi ñoo ko dee def nit ñi there is a national committee boo xam ne loolu ministres yaa ngi fa ak ñeneen ak ñeneen ona sanga ñoo xam ne dañoo dee dajale seen own xaalis loolu mu suta jaar ci yooni council sax ñoo dee célébrer Yaya Jammeh birthday am waaye su demee waxee ne 1 million mu mel ni ñun dañ jënda kéegi 1 million pour célébrer Yaya Jammeh birthday xaw ma ba su birthday kéeg la 1.5 birthday cake man de xaw ma ban fa man de mu ngi xëy na journaliste yi yéen mos ngeen a gis 1.5 million birthday cake xam nga ñun bim commencé bi ñëwee journaliste yi ma daan mitantel all the time dañ ma dee bëgg a laaj about KMC may daw because bëgguma mën nañu bàyyi ko mu def liggéeyam waaye moom moo ñëw in this way soo ñu dinañ ko tontu ne ko ñun yaaxuñ man Yankuba Colley dañ ma audit ñetti yoon pour jas si ne xëy na gis na dinañ gis benn signature boo xam ne dafa carré Yankuba Colley ut nañ lu nekk lañ ut mais moom meeyo ci boppam mu ne moom xamut man ban façon nit laa lu nekk lañ check gisuñ anything pour man kon man dama set so moom mënumaa tilimal te ñun duñ dee def anything loo xam ne ñun suñ team bi duñ dee toog ñu def ko te ñun that time dañ respect audit suñ dem nañ pack and peg ñu qualify ñu woon ñu ne ñun we are about 98% compliant GPPA the same thing certificate yaa ngi fa so ñun duñ dee def anything te demuñ through due process moom su fekkee nit ñi ñoo ko tuumal ne 2 million la atit mbalit trucks yi 19 mbalit trucks yi bu nekk 2 million su ko nit ñi tuumalee loolu du ñun tuumaluñ ko nit ñi ñoo ko tuumal man dama foog ne lu mu war a def right now mooy mu try pour woon municipalité de ñii de li ñoo wax de du dëgga man defuma loolu moo génnoon dan ngaa tuumal ñi la deful dara moom lañ yóbbu ci commission ñun yóbbuwuñ ko ci commission bi moom lañ yóbbu commission ne yaaxu yu xew indi municipalité dafa bari te dëgg la dafa bari soo seetee KMC things yi seer KMC moo tax mu seer dañ yokk seen naa mooy 100% soo demee ci kër yi yëpp dañ ko yokka mu ne moom moo doon receive than us ñu ne ko alhamdulilah soo yokkee of course nga receive ba pare yow defuloo si benn capital project xaalis bi nga receive yëpp benn capital project defuloo ko fa sampuloo yoon sampuloo dara sampuloo anything waaye suñ gaay suma councilor bi suy ñëw ci lifinam yi dinañ la woon ñun luñ def in this municipality te kenn mënu koo wéeri because lu nekk mu nga capital yëpp a nga taxaw suñ la ne néeg bii lañ fi def di nga fa fekk néeg boobu suñ la ne tali bii lañ defar di nga fa fekk tali bi ñun defal nañ loolu kon ñun we are not useless and we are open to everybody man du ma daaxa nit ku sol mbubi UDP man mobiliser la of my party mobiliser mooy nga ut yow yaa nekk nit kuy war a dem ut ay nit pour ñu join la fan laa koo jëlee pour comme UDP ma jël ci ñeneen ñi ma yokka ko ci suma parti so man du ma nekk nit kuy war a daaxee te alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin ba bi ma bàyyee nii nit ñi dee ci municipality bi the greater people of this municipality they always talk good about me te loolu sant yàlla la suñ ko waxut suma kanam tamit nañ ko wax suma gannaaw nañ ne meyo de ku baax la kon moom mënumaa bon loo mënuta possible mënumaa bon loo moom yaayam suñ solliciteur la woon te ñun xam nañ ne yaayam UDP la waaye suñ solliciteur bi ma faa nekk ba bi ma faa jéem moom mooy suñ solliciteur kon moom lu mu doon wax ni kon yaayam laa war a njëkk a daaxa ko amoon naa doole bi so moom warut a wax moom lim def ba pare mu ceeñ tóonam ba pare bu mu dee laal joolaay defuñ ko tus defuñ ko dara warut a laal joolaay te not everybody ku jógee ko Casamance ku nekk joolaa rek Casamance nga jógee ko joolaay are from everywhere municipality bi di këri dëkki joolaay ñoo fi ëppa joolaay not only foo ñi lañ nekka so joolaay are from everywhere na leen bàyyi joolaay amuñ nothing to do with him ñun duñ wax ne moom Libanese la duñ ko wax you'll not say that man am Gambian original so ñun duñ wax loolu because loolu amul njëriñ li ëpp solo mooy rek ñu toog together in peace ñuy ànd di dem tribe amul njëriñ naan tribe loolu moo ñoo delloo gannaaw nii te moom it that trend la amee yu mel ni loolu moo ko delloo gannaaw waaye ñun Joolay we are very proud of ourselves wow.
Greetings to the media fraternity. our retired Lord Mayor, Yankuba Colley, the former deputy mayors, both Yusuf Asanya and Mamadou Jete, my fellow councillors. We have called up this press conference to respond to allegations made by Mayor Ahmed Talib Bensouda. You may all be aware that he is embarking on a mayoral tour, which is sanctioned by law, by the Local Government Act 2002. Indeed, which indeed is sanctioned by law. In one of his meetings, particularly London Corner, he made numerous allegations against the former council led by Lord Mayor Yankuba Colley. Some of his allegations are as follows: that the council has been transformed as a thoroughfare political bureau and a marketplace where meats, fish, and textiles are sold. That the council was owing all the hotels in the Gambia as a result of the people we used to bring from customers for political activities, and the council ends up footing the bills. That for the council management embarks on mismanagement of funds, of council funds, by organizing parties and funding President Yahya Jammeh, former President Yahya Jammeh's birthday celebrations. That the former council used to pay salaries to Yahya companies and party militants through its payout cashier. That the council was owing $9 million to the banks. That all corners of the council premises were used as an attire-vu. In conclusion, he was struggling to inform his audience how politically tolerant he is by giving an example of the National Assembly member being DOI, PDOIS, the councillor of the ward being NPP, and him, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, sitting in the same platform. In view of all these, we are saying that all the allegations that Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda made are not true, dishonest, unfounded, malicious, baseless, and hypocritical, and misleading to the core. Therefore, we would like to respond by first of all refuting all the allegations and put the record straight, point by point. Point one, he talks about council, being a thoroughfare, a political bureau, and a market center. Regarding this allegation, we want to clearly state that the council was never at any time used as a thoroughfare, political bureau, not a market place. We all know that the council is a public institution mandated to deliver social services to its people. It is therefore expected that whenever people have business, they have to come to the council. This shows how myopic and ignorant Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda is when it comes to council public relationship. Owing of all hotels in the Gambia, in this allegation that there is no hotel in the Gambia that council was not owing, we want to say clearly that KMC has entered into twinning with certain cities and townships in Senegal and other parts of the world. For example, Ziguinchor, Sédhiou, Bignona, Dakar Plateau, Mbao, Rufisque. In these U.S. cities like Memphis and Madison in Wisconsin, Mohamed Diab in Morocco, Caracas in Venezuela, just to mention a few. It is important to state that in all these relationships, KMC and its people have benefited immensely through commerce, agriculture, education and training, sports, and other exchange programs, such as Colonie de Vacances. It is because of our twinning with our counterparts in Senegal, which prompted and necessitated the establishment of the Senegalo-Gambian Secretariat in Banjul by the government of the Gambia and Senegal. We all remembered that the issue of the border closure that occurred between the Gambia and Senegal. The Lord Mayor of Kanifi Municipal Council, Yankuba Colley, organized a meeting which he was joined by his counterparts from Senegal, the mayors of the cities I mentioned earlier on. And they made a declaration that the borders should be opened, and with that declaration, the two governments adhered to the declaration and immediately reopened the borders, because the KMC is a center of commerce. Therefore, it is paramount that the borders should open and people should have free movement in and out of the Gambia and Senegal. The most talked about cooperation between Kanifi Municipal Council and Madison in Wisconsin was established by Mayor Yankuba Colley, and part of the objective of the Madison twinning was for KMC to partner with that city to address two pertinent issues, that is waste management and GIS, the Geographical Information System. Not long ago, the mayors of Madison and delegation from US visited KMC, and their hotel bills were paid by KMC. They did not even stop at that, but they went further to pay for an impress of close to $500,000 just to entertain their guests. When you are accusing the former council that they should not be paying, hotel bills for their guests as partners of sister councils, you did it recently when the mayor of Madison was here, and you went even further by providing an impress of over close to $500,000, which is not even proper. Organizing parties, fundraising, organizing parties and funding the President Jammeh's birthday celebrations. On this allegation, we believe that Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda is not well informed and therefore misleading the public. KMC has never, ever funded the former President Yahya Jammeh's birthday celebration and any of his activities. Council have a debt of $9 million. He alleged that we had a debt of $9 million to clear. To clear this, it is important to note that it's a result of numerous complaints that we received from various markets, namely Serakunda Market, Kapak, Latrikunda Sabiji Market, Ibo Town Market, Talinding Market, Old Joswang Market, and that of Old Joswang was not only, Old Bakau Market. And that Old Bakau Market was not only the toilet facility, but also they are said that their toilet facilities and they are said were dilapidated. And it requires an urgent attention. But for Old Joswang, for Old Bakau, as I said, it included their said. In order to, as a result of that urgency, we took a loan from the bank to address these problems. And this coincided with the end of our tenure. Therefore, it is their mandate to service the loan. If he is claiming that we were owing $9 million, we want to say that currently he is owing the banks over $15 million compared to the $9 million that we owed when we are leaving office. Payment of salaries to YAI companies and party militants. On this allegation, it is not true, unfounded and misleading. We have never ever paid anyone who is not on council's payroll. We believe he made these remarks, this statement out of frustration, because because he has been accused of paying a wholesome $40,000 to this the Deputy Secretary General and Party Leader of the UDP, Ajiyam Seka. And he is also been accused that he is using one conjurer to award contracts and also provide funds and monies to him to go and purchase spare parts and other equipments for council when he is not a council staff. You have a procurement unit in council who is responsible for procurement of council equipment and materials. Why assigning someone who is not a procurement manager? He further talked about that he has political tolerance. We want to put it on record that there are current staffs that are presently supporting him who have joined the UDP is because his frustration. He frustrated them, and I'm going to mention one or two. One of them is Bakari B. Dabo, who is currently the manager of the community services. He was a manager then of community services. When Talib and his management came, he was redeployed to Charles Jau Academy as an administrator, and he was dumped in a small office at the corner there, doing nothing. When he joined the UDP, he was redeployed from that school to serve as the manager of the community service. The second person is Lamin Kamara, who have been promoted because he has joined the UDP. He has been promoted to the position of a unit manager without qualification, to a unit manager because he's now supporting UDP. And the number goes on. I can continue the list. And some people were frustrated until they have resigned because they were not supporting UDP. And he has destroyed, he talked about, he has transformed the council. He has destroyed the council capacity. Because we could fully remember when we were in office, we built capacities of council staffs to university level. Some were master's holders, some were degree, PhD holders, you name them. And it was that capacity we have built in council that the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Government and the Ministry of Local Government and Lands requested council to redeploy some of our staff, especially at the finance department, to go and assist other councils. Example, BCC. The then director of finance of BCC was a staff of KMC who was, whose capacity was built by council. The current director of finance of Brikama Area Council is a staff of council. We built his capacity, and he was redeployed to go and help to go and work at Brikama Area Council. Kuntawur, Kerawan, Janjambure, Masakonko, name it. Base, all these councils, we have deployed our council staff that we have built their capacity to university level to go and, transform those councils to become better councils. When he came, he have destroyed all those things. He have frustrated all those people, and most of them have resigned. We have trained engineers when we were in council. Some of them we send them all the way to Taiwan, and to UK, India, you name them. And these people are people that we have trained to become staffs of council because we believe that councils need capacity in order to give services to its people and professionalism. When he came, he destroyed all those fabrics because of politics. So if he tells us that today that he's politically tolerant, who is he fooling? And we want to make the people of KMC to understand that Talib cannot do cosmetic development. We'll come to that. When we were leaving office, the former deputy mayor talked about it. Before we left office, we have developed a lot of instruments that have started changing the facelift of council. The strategic plan he talked about, the waste management plan that talked about the PPP that is busting now of the Mbali project. We'll come to that. The IT policy, because we have digitalized the KMC, both financial and operations. Because of the GIS project, we have digitalized KMC by introducing an IT policy that will address those things. And the reason of the GIS is, which they have even diluted, because the concept of the GIS is that we want to modernize KMC that with a press of a button, you will be able to know whatever you want and where you can have access to it. Like example, if I come to the KMC, I want to know where Mayor Yankuba Colley lives because I don't know his house. I can easily go to Google and I can easily trace his home. This was what we have put in place in KM, but when they came, they diluted everything. That's the GIS I talked about, that's the Geographical Information System. We wanted to update it to a level whereby all the information you want to know about KMC, you can easily access it with a button. If I want to go to any hotel, I want to buy, example, if I want to buy rice, American rice, I don't need to jump from one shop to the other. You can easily go to Google, punch it, and then you can just check the nearest shop that have American rice, and it will show you that the next compound or 100 meters from you, the shop 100 meters away from you, you can as easily have access to some of these services. This is the package we have put in place, but unfortunately when they came, they have changed the model of that project. Before we leave office, we have served the people of this municipality very well by giving them services. I just want to say this, the Local Government Finance and Audit Act, from Section 8 to Section 14, it talks about council's budget, how council budget should be prepared, and what direction should it take. The directions that the council's budget should take is, it has two components, the recurrent aspect of it and the capital and the development aspect of it, which is 60% of tax collected from people should go back to them in a form of development, in form of infrastructural development, human resource development, the list goes on. And we can proudly say that when we were serving the people of this municipality, we have built roads, and I will mention a few of those roads. Lat Kuma Road is one of them. Janjang Road is one of them. Seninjai Street is one of them. That is from Cow Johnson to Fajikunda. Kayupa Street is one of them. From Nusrat Johnson Talending here Highway to Bundung Mosque. From Marsengelo to Bundung. From the Jilifitikuna Road, the one from Talinding here, Talinding Market, Fabakar Tombo Jata, the APRC party leaders, Johnson, to the river, Jilifitikunda, is done by KMC. The Choyinstown Abuko Road, KMC, on the leaders of Mayor Yankuba Colley, contributed $5 million towards that project. We can continue to name the roads that we have done. You go to Kanifin, you go to Old Joswang, you go to Dipakunda. The Dipakunda Manjai Kololi Senegambia Road was done by KMC. We did it through Yankuba Colley's leadership. When you go to markets, we have done a lot of markets in KM. Abuko Market, Talinding Market, Latikuna Market, even the new building at Latikuna Market, which Talib Bensouda inaugurated, was done by Mayor Yankuba Colley. Yes. The complex where Talib is currently sitting as his office, the design, the concept, and the financing of that money was done by Yankuba Colley. We can continue to count the number of some of these projects that we have done. You go to Serakuna Market. The first phase was done by Mayor Lai Conte. The second phase, when it was born, was done by Mayor Yankuba Colley. Was done by Mayor Yankuba Colley. You go, the street light bills, all the streets you see, street lights you see in KM, we used to pay between $2 to $3 million every month. Today, Talib Bensouda is not paying a dime because President Barrow has lifted that burden from Council and shifted it to NRA. Yeah. So President Barrow has lifted almost $36 million burden from KMC, which we used to pay on street light bills. Education. We have built a school. We can proudly say that we have built a school that have produced the best students of this municipality. That's Charles Jau Academy. The junior secondary was built by Lai Conte. When Mayor Yankuba Colley came, he built the senior secondary school with a complete technical block that has a science lab, a technical block, and IT department. And it is 100% council funding. And not only building the school, we were also responsible for the day-to-day management and running of the school, paying salaries, providing materials and the logistics, all the requirements that the school need for it to function as a school. And the current mayor have not even spent a dime in building a school or even upgrading the school that council have already built. Community centers. When we were in office, we have built series of community centers across the municipality, from Abuko to Kololi, to Bakau. Wherever you go in these communities, you'll find a community center, a multi-purpose center, or a community center built by KMC. Sporting facilities, the Serakunda West Park, the Serakunda East Park, the Bakau Mini Stadium, the Kololi, the Kotu Park, the Botanical Garden at Kotu, you name them. These are all facilities that have been built by council, 100% funding from council. We transport them, we did the fencing, the perimeter fence, the Bahama grassing, and we have transformed it into a mini stadium that the youths of this municipality are benefiting today, because we have seen what impact it has created in our sports today. Today, the Gambia is celebrating that our junior academy, the under 20, is at the finals. We are playing the finals on Saturday. This is because councils have contributed in creating avenues where youths can, develop their talents in sports. The Zikos you heard about that have represented the Ibrahim Sonas, you name them, the Ken Mansalis. They are all products of KMC. They are all citizens of KMC. It's because we have given them the avenue where they could showcase their talents and become professionals and have represented this country and have fly the flag, the national flag of this country to the highest level in sports. Not to talk about the track and fields, not to talk about the basket lawns, not to talk about the volleyball courts, you name them. These are facilities that have been developed by council. We also had the youth empowerment component. The youth of KMC, the chairman said it earlier on that the current Minister of Youth and Sports was one time a councillor at KMC. He was then the chairman of the youth, the KMYC committee, the Cardiff Municipal Youth Committee. He was nominated to serve in council because he was the chair. That's the foresight that the mayor had, that you cannot develop a nation or a municipality without supporting the young people. That's why there was a vote we called youth empowerment. And that vote was meant to support, youth entrepreneur and other, activities that the youths were doing. And the women also had a similar, vote in council. We did water extension services, electricity extensions. These are main pipes. There are communities within the KMC that doesn't even have clean drinking water. But during our time, when on the leadership of Mayor Yankuba Colley, we have done extension of water services to a greater part of this municipality, commencing from Abuko to Bakau, from Bundung to Kololi. We did all those things. There are numerous projects. I don't want to keep you so long here because I can continue to mention, count numerous activities and things that we have done for this municipality. And at that time, our revenue was below $150 million, and we were able to achieve all this. Today, the current mayor is boasting of collecting $300 million. And yes, he can boast that he has collected $300 million, more than us, because he has increased the daily fees, which used to be $5 to $10. He has increased the trade licensing, which used to be $2,500 to $3,000 to $7,500 up to $15,000. He has increased taxes on businesses, on companies. They used to pay $15,000 to $30,000. Today, from 30,000 to 150,000. He have increased rates, of course, by twofold. We were using 0.001. Now he's using 0.003, meaning if your property is valued at 1 million, example, your rates should be 5,000. Now you are paying 15,000 for that. Obviously, if you look at that together, if you put that together, it will give you a close to 300 million. Now, the question is, apart from the UN funding projects or the donor funding projects, can the mayor tell us where have our taxpayers' money gone to? Because the law says 60% of the 300 million that he has collected, approximately, which is going to be 180 million, should go back to the people in form of development. Where has that gone to? That's the question, $1 million question that we are asking. And we want clarity from the mayor. And I want to say this clear. If the mayor wants to refute what we are saying, we are inviting him to a debate, a public debate for that matter. And we will take him one-to-one since he took over office to date. And we can confidently say to the people of this Cardiff Municipality Council that Mayor Talib Bensouda have not spent a dime of their money in their interest, but only promoting the agenda of his family. And I'll explain why I said his family. His legal advisor is his brother, Assis Bensouda. The mayor said here his mother was a solicitor. The mother is the head of the Ami Bensouda legal firm, which Assis is now heading. All the contracts of those infrastructural development of like the building of the Bakote dump site, which is funded by the GIS project, that's a German, SOS German project. The construction of the multipurpose, the so-called library he's talking about, because we know the funds are not coming, because the project, we know that. The so-called 100 million multimedia, multi-purpose mini stadium for Serakunda West, which there are no funds for it, because you cannot lay a foundation of a project when you don't go through the due process. It's not tendered, the contract's not awarded. Who are you fooling? Is it because you want people to vote for you? That's why you are laying those foundation stones. He talked about the 23-kilometer road, which he have laid the foundation without going through due process, not tendered, contracts not awarded, funds not available. The people of Cardiff Municipality cannot be fooled by Mayor Talib Bensouda. If he refutes what I am saying in regards to all these projects, I personally is inviting him on a debate, because I have facts, concrete evidence with me to prove what I am saying. Whatever we say here we have concrete evidence on it. It's not a hearsay. These are facts that we have. These are documents that we have. We talked about, I earlier mentioned about the Tumbalit project. The Tumbalit project is a scam. He is scamming the people of KMC. Why is it a scam? The Tumbalit project, according to what they said, is about 109 million or so. I am saying that the project costed KMC $169 million with interest. They took a loan from Ajib Bank, a bank where his mother has shares. This is why I said Talib used Council, as a business venture for his family. The mother has shares at Ajib Bank, and he used that shares as a collateral to secure a loan for them to finance the Mbali project. When we talk about a PPP, that is a public-private partnership, it is the private sector that will invest, and Council in turn pays that loan or that service, within a period of years. But in this case, it doesn't happen. It doesn't go that way. KMC took the loan. and did not pay the loan directly to Espas Motors. They paid the money to Quantum Net. These are evidence. I'm talking based on evidence. They paid the money to Quantum Net, and Quantum Net in turn pays that money to Espas Motors for them to order the vehicles for KMC. So it's a scam. Secondly, the rates and taxes that we are paying is meant to, part of the funds that we are paying from that tax and those taxes, there is a component called partial cost recovery. The partial cost recovery component is to service waste management for the municipality. Now, you have paid your rates, which 50% of the money you are paying for rates is partial cost recovery. All the businesses in KMC are paying partial cost recovery, which is to service the mallet. And still, you are asking us to pay every bag of mallet that you collect from us. The mayor said it on his speech earlier on, that we procured tractors, compactors, skip buckets, during his tenure, and we were collecting refuse from people at $0. And it is only in the Gambia, in the whole of the Gambia, and tricycles, yes. It's only KMC throughout the Gambia, as we speak, that pays refuse collection. BCC bought the same trucks and so forth, and they're collecting waste. Nobody's paying for it. Brikama here, our nearest neighbor, Sirifo Sonko, bought skip buckets, tractors, and skip buckets, compactors, and trucks to collect waste management, waste in West Coast. And nobody in West Coast is paying that. Across the country, it's only KMC that we are paying for this, for the service that council is giving us in terms of collecting our waste management, our waste. Is that not a scam? And currently, the most interesting is Talib Bensouda and co. took government to court. That councils, that government, the president should not dissolve council. The constitution of the Gambia that established councils, section 192 to section 194, have clearly spelled it out that council's mandate is 4 years. And this warranted, when the act was enacted, a provision was made for the dissolutions of council. And the reason is, the constitution, the same constitution of 1997, says that the reason why council don't go to elections immediately after National Assembly elections is what I want to explain. And the reason why councils are always dissolved is because after your 4 years, the other 12 months that you stay in office, if you stay in office, is illegal. Because the constitution says that your mandate is 4 years. If we all recall, in 2018, May, elections, local government elections were held in April and May 2018. Meaning, the mandate of the current council expires in 2022, April or May. Therefore, from June 2022 to date, any council, any mayor or chairman or councillor who is occupying a seat in council is illegally occupying that seat. And I believe, with the permission of our Lord Mayor, the former council association will file a suit, in court for the illegal occupation of our council, office by the current mayor and his councillors. Because they are illegally occupying our office and they are illegally spending our money because they don't have the mandate by law. The media, we can continue to highlight issues as we go. But because of time, I want to draw the curtain from here and allow the media, if you have the deputy mayor, the chair, and to continue the proceedings. And we'll have more time to discuss a lot about councils. There are a lot of issues that we can highlight. There are a lot of things that we can talk about. A lot of achievements that we have done, you know, in council when we were there. And this mayor, this council has definitely failed us. You know, and I believe the current assessment that we have done, KMC, the current mayor is the worst mayor that KMC has ever had. A mayor who has never given services to the council by returning their tax to its people. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
My colleague councillors present and also the media here present. My intervention in this press conference is to also challenge the current mayor of the Kanifing municipality, Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda. You see, for me personally, I was disappointed. And I think Talib has misled this municipality, the people of this municipality, and his electorates, in the sense that he served for a period, for a term of more than 4 years, and wants to look for the elections. What I thought was he was coming out to the people to tell them, you know, his achievements, to tell them what he had done over the period, to tell them how much he collected, and out of that, what developments did he give them? And I want to believe that as a result of that misrepresentation, Talib should, I think about resigning. You see, development, we live in this municipality, and we know what is happening, and we move around the municipality every now and then. But to be honest and to be very truthful, I think it is important that Talib knows that he should give way to another person because he has failed. He promised during his campaign that he is going to collect $1 billion. And in fact, I think there were questions that were asked, but he emphatically mentioned that, you know, this amount of money he is going to collect. So that was a promise. That was one of the most important promises that he made during his campaign. So if that money is collected, just imagine $1 billion. Then where is that money gone to? Or why did he fail to collect that amount of money? So that's another failure for him, and that would warrant his resignation. To conclude, I just want to say that he cannot just at this juncture, at this point in time, when elections are just fast approaching, for him to tell us that he's going to build 23 kilometers of road when the funds are not there, as mentioned by my colleagues, that he's going to build a hospital, a market for Fajikunda, when the funds are not available, when in fact council is highly indebted. So we want to tell Talib that, you know, I mean, politics nowadays is not easy. You cannot resort to politics of deceit. You see, you know. So people are highly conscious. People know what is right and people know what is wrong. So he cannot mislead people. He cannot think that, you know, he can play with the minds of the people. So I'm calling for him to resign. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, senior brother, for those short, but then to the point, presentation that you have just made.